The race is on. The race for 1,000 subscribers by the second anniversary of Tulgey TV. St. Patrick's Day. You can help by pushing the subscribe button and make sure that you hit the like button too. Walt Disney's Winnie the Pooh and the Honey Tree was released on February 4th, 1966. So this just seemed like a good time to celebrate the first of Disney's Winnie the Pooh featurettes. Right from the start, there was plenty of memorabilia. For this first Winnie the Pooh featurette, in fact, there were 33 manufacturers licensed to produce Winnie the Pooh merchandise. So just as Winnie the Pooh loves honey, so I love Winnie the Pooh merchandise. So I'm going to share with you some sweet treats. Be sure and stay tuned to the end of this video to hear some of the details and discover a smackerel about the retail giant that was Winnie the Pooh's main merchandiser in the 1960s and beyond. I'm sure you've already seen my video about the music of Winnie the Pooh, written by those great Sherman brothers. And if you haven't seen that video, please check it out. But there was certainly a lot of Pooh merchandise issued beyond the records. Now, as you already know, the Viewmaster sets are a great favorite around here. And it really shows the importance of the Winnie the Pooh featurette that it had its own Viewmaster set, with the story retold through these really fantastic sets and figures that were photographed in this 3D process. The scenes created by Viewmaster Master Joe Liptek, and they really captured all the charm and whimsy of that enchanted neighborhood, the 100-Acre Wood. Now, another favorite topic around here is Whitman. And if you've seen my video about the flocked coloring books, you've already seen this Winnie the Pooh and the Blustery Day coloring book with the fuzzy wuzzy treatment here. But that was issued in 1968 with the second of the Winnie the Pooh featurettes, Winnie the Pooh and the Blustery Day. Here we have the first of the Winnie the Pooh coloring books, just called Winnie the Pooh. And we have this wonderful sort of wraparound cover with the characters off on a picnic, which is just delightful. And the interior of the coloring book, just as with that cover, has art by Disney great Al Hubbard. This already has some coloring in it. A lot of collectors like to have coloring books uncolored, but I like to see some colored pages too, because I think it shows that the original owner really enjoyed this coloring book. And there's some delightful art. Some of the pages even have the color by number numbers that correspond with the Whitman crayons. Whitman, of course, issued all kinds of books, including sticker fun books, activity books, more coloring books, more color by number, and storybooks, of course, as well as those great Golden books, Golden being another imprint of Western publishing, just like Whitman. Now, speaking of coloring and color by number, we have this color by number tablecloth, and it really has some delightful art. It's interesting because just like the Whitman publications, this color by number tablecloth was featured in the press books for the Winnie the Pooh featurettes. And the art is very charming. Crayons came with it so that you could color by numbers if you wanted to, and then supposedly you were able to wipe off the colors and color them again. But I found that if you try to do that, it rubs off the picture as well. So I guess that's why this is still colored, because believe me, if you try to rub it off, the picture comes off too. Now, some wonderful ceramics were produced by UNESCO, some of them as early as 1964. And it's true, some of the Pooh merchandise was issued quite early, certainly in 1965, because after all, the featurette was released in February. So Christmas of 1965 saw a lot of Pooh merchandise. I'm not sure exactly when this particular set was issued, but it was fairly early on. Tigger has his final design. This is probably not much earlier than 1968, because Tigger was not introduced until the second featurette. But look at how wonderful this set is, how perfectly it captures these three characters. And these figures were available for years, certainly at Disneyland, which is where these came from, because these were a Christmas gift from my friend Mike Gabriel, the famous Disney artist. So thank you, Mike. I certainly love seeing these, and now everyone else can too. But as I noted, UNESCO was issuing Winnie the Pooh ceramics as early as 1964, 1965, And you can see in this Sears catalog, stay tuned for more Sears, that there was this whole line of ceramics. I have one of them here. This is really one of the most delightful. Pooh's pencil pot and sharpener. I really love this. It's so unique. And you can keep, of course, pencils in it, and it does have a sharpener right here. I actually use this on my desk. This is another little piece that I treasure. In addition to this, as you can see, there were bookends, a planter that could also be used for toothbrushes, I guess, and other delightfully designed ceramics. Now, I already mentioned Sears, and that's the giant retailer that was so important in the merchandising of Winnie the Pooh, because beginning right from the start, really in 1965, Sears had an exclusive contract of sorts to issue Winnie the Pooh merchandise. Their most famous product was the Winnie the Pooh collection, which was a line of children's apparel, including shoes. This, of course, was heavily showcased in the Sears catalog, the famous Wish book. And this contract with Disney for Sears Winnie the Pooh merchandise went on for decades. It wasn't really until it ended, I believe in the 1990s, that the Winnie the Pooh merchandise explosion really happened, because then other manufacturers could issue Winnie the Pooh merchandise too. As you can see from some of this, there has always been other Winnie the Pooh merchandise, but it was primarily Sears that was issuing the merchandise for Winnie the Pooh. That resulted in a lot of wonderful, beautifully designed merchandise that is highly sought after by collectors now. And if we look at the pages of the Sears Wish book, we can see the great variety, including all kinds of things like dishes, lamps, banks, games, calendars, and of course, plush. In 1968, with the introduction of the Heffalumps and Woozles in Winnie the Pooh and the Blustery Day, there were even plush Heffalump and Woozle dolls. But one of the most unique things about Sears is that they had Mattel issue exclusive Winnie the Pooh merchandise that was available only at Sears. And this is something that they had been doing with Barbie. Mattel created exclusive merchandise to kind of reward the Sears customer. And so it was with Winnie the Pooh. Mattel made Pooh versions of some of their favorite toys, like the Jack-in-the-Box, the musical guitar, the famous See and Say, and more. And whether it was noted or not in the Sears catalog, these were exclusive to Sears. They were only available at Sears. Now take a look at this. This is an example, a later example, of a Sears exclusive toy. This is the Winnie the Pooh musical Jack-in-the-Box, created by Gabriel Toys in 1975. Gabriel Toys was a licensee for Disney at that time, and they created a musical Jack-in-the-Box in the shape of a piano with Mickey Mouse. But this was created exclusively for Sears, so we have the box, and we have the Winnie the Pooh characters kind of rocking out here, forming a little band in this illustration, and the musical Jack-in-the-Box itself, well, here it is. And you can see, if you look here on Winnie the Pooh's balloon, it has the Sears logo. It's very hard to see, but on the back there's this wonderful Mickey Mouse logo that says Disney Toy. And it's quite a novel idea for a Jack-in-the-Box. Now, they couldn't do the traditional Jack-in-the-Box square box design because that was Mattel's. They had that whole area unto themselves. They created a whole different idea here for a Jack-in-the-Box, and I really love this piano design. It's so much fun. And you can see, it's almost like a player piano. You can see the little music box here. We can hear the song. It's the public domain tune, This Old Man. Winnie the Pooh himself makes an appearance. So I hope you've had some fun looking at these few examples of the Winnie the Pooh merchandise that's just as delightful as the tubby little cubby himself. But please join us again next time when the Tulgey Wood TV players will dramatize selected scenes from the famous plays Over the Teacups, The Solid White Zebra, All Work and No Play, and that audience favorite, Baby Fat. See you then.